Sky Rose crystals now selling on Etsy. Check out your zodiac signs. Also selling fairies, angels, dragons and chakra crystals. Hi to Scorpio and welcome to your general tarot reading for the month of December. So love and romance readings are coming out soon. If you're interested in those, then please hit the subscription button. It's completely free, and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know when they're being released. So this still might be love and romance, but it's also looking at just generally how you're feeling, how things might be going in your home life, with friends, family, work, employment, just your financial status. So just generally, how is Scorpio feeling for the month of December? So when I tuned into the collective energy for Scorpio, I got this slight stamping your foot feeling, this kind of slight impatience happening. And this seems to be coming across the board actually, that there's this, people are getting to the point where it's the last straws happened and they're not putting up with anything. They're not putting up with things that they've put up with so far before. There is this real kind of like, no, enough's enough feeling. And it feels like Scorpio is feeling particularly foot stampy about something, that you're really going to stand your ground on something, and that you're not only willing not to budge, but you want people to know about what it is you're not budging on as such. So we'll look at the tarot and see what it's got to say for you. The tarot packs I'm using for you today are the Steampunk Tarot and the Gilded Tarot Royale. And in this reading we will look at where your general focus is, your challenge, your inner world, your outer world, and get some advice from the universe for Scorpio. So we have the Chariot being your centre focus at the moment. And we have Justice being your challenge. So there is this feeling, this is the kind of the atmosphere I got from you, is this slight thunderous feeling. It's this, I'm moving fast, I want to take control of a situation, I'm standing. This is such a strong card, it's a really beautiful card, where she's standing her ground here, she knows exactly what she wants and she's charging on. And there's also this feeling here though of something to do with balance. It's going to be this sense that if you're no longer putting up with something, or you're deciding to take control of a situation and you're putting your foot down on something, and I do keep getting that, putting your foot down and not letting something happen, the challenge you're being given is to find the balance in it, to make sure that it doesn't become unbalanced in a unstable way, that you're rushing forward, that you maybe don't think as clearly as you used to, because it does feel that you're in a situation where you're feeling a little bit reckless, because you've got to the end of your tether with something, and so you're just steaming forward in something, and it really is going to be the challenge is to kind of rein it in a little bit, literally rein it in a little bit. And sometimes the Chariot can also be, it often depicts a dark horse and a light horse. It can often be with balancing your light and your dark, your shadow work as such. So it's making sure that your yin, your yang even, your entire male-female energies, everything about you stays balanced while you take a stand against something, so that you don't lose your head, don't lose yourself. I'm getting very much that, keeping control of your emotions, keeping control of your thoughts. Don't let it run away from you. So what's going on in Scorpio's inner world? Scorpio's inner world. By inner world we mean emotions, feelings. So we have the Two of Cups. Beautiful. And in Scorpio's outer world, the people around you. The Ace of Wands in reverse here. And what energy is Scorpio coming from? Ooh, flying off. We have the Five of Cups, and what energy is Scorpio moving into? Judgment. So with Judgment and Justice here, it could be that some of you are dealing with some kind of, oops, just kicked the camera there, that some of you are dealing with some kind of contract. So it could be a court case for some of you, but it doesn't feel that big. It feels more like a contract. So it could be to do with a tenancy, it could be to do with a marriage, it could be to do with just some kind of contract. It could even be a verbal agreement that you've got with somebody. But there is something that is being called into question here. And I do feel that is something that you've been putting up with something, potentially because someone's been manipulating, saying, well, it's in writing here, or you said this, and now you're getting to the point where you're not willing to put up with something anymore. You're not walking away from somebody though, because we've got the Two of Cups here. So you are trying to work out how a partnership can work. And we mentioned the yin and the yang here, and here you now have the yin and the yang. So you're trying to find this balance with another person or another set of people. You're not wanting to move away from them, you're wanting it to work. You're wanting something to carry on, but you just want the scales to tip. You're wanting to have more control, more say, you're wanting your needs to be more met. So it's looking about changing a situation rather than leaving a situation, I feel very much for you. Because your outer world, you've got the Ace of Wands at the moment. This feels more like you're wanting to change things, but you haven't. You haven't actually taken control. You haven't actually started new things or new cycles and new ways of talking. It feels very much in your head at the moment. It feels like you've been plotting and planning coming into December, really thinking, right, this doesn't work for me. I want this to change, or this needs to change. But you've been really evaluating something, and you're in the place of power, but you haven't made the actual movement yet. And I think the reason why you've now coming to this place where you're standing up for yourself and you're taking control of something and you're saying, no, that's not how it's going to be anymore, I think is because you've had so much disappointment. I feel that you've been let down by somebody or something enough that it has been just the last straw when you've said, no, this is not changing and I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And that's what you're coming from. And it's almost like that has actually then motivated you to stand taller in yourself. This fact that no, I'm no longer going to be slumped, just taking the disappointment, because I know exactly what I want. I know what I'm worth, and I'm standing up now, and I want a fair outcome. I want this fair judgment to happen and to come into my life. So we'll get some more clarification from the Gilded Tarot Royale. My Etsy store is now open, selling my painted crystals, including zodiac crystals. So if you're interested in that, do check the description box below for information, and information on personal readings as well. So clarification for Scorpio's inner world. Clarification for Scorpio's inner world in December. Ooh, look at them, they've all come out. Now, Justice was underneath that card as well. So you've got two Justice cards. Clarification for Scorpio's inner world. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So that's two aces in reverse. Clarification for Scorpio's outer world. The Four of Swords in reverse. I keep flying around at the moment. There is definitely this great feel for movement. And we have the Five of Swords. So there is a lot of conflict going on in your world and your head at the moment. It doesn't feel like a particularly comfortable time. This standing up and fighting and standing your ground, it does feel that you're out of your comfort zone very much here. So although you're saying no, enough's enough, you're not comfortable in doing it at the moment. You're standing in your power, but you're not it's causing a lot of aggravation in your life, it feels. And you've got the King of Swords in reverse here. It feels, as I say, you feel like you've just come from mental confusion, or you've come from a place where you were looking at the bad things, you were getting sick of people putting their needs first or not really listening to you, and it wasn't particularly clear, and you're coming into this clearness because this is the energy you're leaving behind here, this King of Swords. You have complete clarity at the moment of what you want. And with the Four of Swords in reverse here, it's saying you're no longer willing to take it. You're not taking it laying down. It does feel like before you were maybe a little bit of a walkover for some people, or for one person in particular. And in this November kind of period moving into December, it's like you've stood up and said, no, I'm not doing that anymore, actually. That's not how it's going to be. I know what I want, and I'm ready to readdress the balance. And I think it's also about getting an inner balance within yourself. If you felt that you've been letting other people take advantage of you, it's also you coming into this sense of, well, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not allowing people to take advantage of me. in your inner world, you're coming into the energy of the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And in your outer world, we've got the Five of Swords. So there is this sense that in December, it's more about you understanding what you want than actually doing anything about it. Because I think you've got a bit of an inner battle on how to go about finding this justice. And it is this processing period. It almost feels like you need to internally process things because you've worked out what doesn't work for you, but you haven't quite worked out what does work for you. So if you're in this place where you're saying, right, I know that this doesn't work, this is not what I want, this is not making me feel happy, this is not fulfilling me, but you haven't quite identified what it is that you do want because you've been so focused on the things which aren't working that you've almost forgotten to find the inspiration for exactly what you do want. And I think this is also why this is in reverse here. The Ace of Wands is very much the inspiration, the new inspirations, and it is saying, well, I know I want justice and I want balance. I know I don't want that, but I haven't really looked yet at what I do want. And I feel that that's what's going to be coming in the January, in the new year potentially for you. This is a month of evaluating, really looking within and deciding what's working, what isn't, and actually recognising if you don't want that, what do you want? What do you really want before you go rushing in? So we'll get some advice from the universe. So we've got the Five of Wands. So advice from the universe for Scorpio. The Queen of Swords. And the Fool. So I can't remember if it was someone else got a reverse power couple. So you've got the King and the Queen in reverse. This is really saying you need to be a little bit clearer, like a lot clearer on what you want. And I think also communicating what you want. And you've got this Five of Wands here in your inner world, and you're having a battle. It feels as if at the moment you're going to be your own worst enemy, that you're fighting with yourself, and that's stopping you from actually growing. There seems to be some limiting beliefs and some negative thought patterns that are just running through your head, which almost need to run their course so you can learn something from them. Because just now it feels like that you're battling, and there is this lack of balance. There's a knowledge of your desires, but not knowledge of what you want to get from going in that direction. And I say with this Queen of Swords in reverse, it's like internally and externally, you're mentally not feeling as clear as you'd like to. You're not making the right actions necessarily, and you're not thinking the right thoughts because you are in this slight instability, which is why this is coming as your challenge. How can you find your stability? How can you feel really stable and strong before you put your points across? And I think it is about dropping this battle, this inner battle, and finding some real stability and finding that yin and yang, really finding the inner balance between the light and the dark of you. So it could be that you might be interested in shadow work or inner child work, or the male and female energy, just looking at works on how they balance out together. In your outer world, the advice you're getting is the Fool, which is really, really beautiful. It's because a lot of these parts here, there's quite a heaviness to them. There's some disappointment. There's some trying really hard feelings. And the Fool, here he is. He's very light-hearted. He's very jovial, and he's starting a brand new journey. It is brand new for you. And I think the universe is almost coming to remind you that now you've decided that you don't want to do something a certain way. Remember to have fun and be light-hearted and find the joy and the pleasure in moving to what you do want. So it's really saying, play with your ideas. Don't get so bogged down with them. Don't become that you're fighting inside your head for what you want. Really kind of... It is saying have a little bit of fun with it, play with it a little bit, not feeling so... There's quite a lot of tension here. Don't feel so tense about the direction you're going, and allow things to just unfold a little bit. But it is very much saying that there needs to be more balance in you, And it's not saying that you're going the wrong direction, it's just saying to try and do it in a more stable way, a more calm way. I think it is very much about finding inner calm. With you've got 3 5s here. It's very much that you're on this flip point, and it's just coming to tell you that you are on that flip point. Things are changing, and it's okay, but now you need to find the stability, because when things flip we can feel very unstable, and it's just saying find your footing again before you go rushing in, and just start playing around a little bit, have some fun with it. So that's what I have for you for December. Potentially quite a turbulent month, but hopefully ending up with some more playful, light-hearted feelings towards the end of it. If you have enjoyed that video, please do like it and share it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do hit the subscription button. It is completely free. And if you hit the notification bell, you can hear when more videos come out. So the love and romance videos are coming out soon. And information about my Etsy store and personal readings is in the description box below. And I hope you have a good month.